Hi Golf Gang, and welcome back to part 2 of Frostpunk Winterhome scenario. Little catch up on what we've done previously. This is being recorded back to back, so if you've watched part 1, this is a continuation of part 2. Continuation of that video and that same game save. So we have just cleared the city of all the ruins, and we have restored hope and unity to our city, and now we are going to find out what is wrong with the generator, the source of heat and power in this snow filled atmosphere of this survivor builder game, Frostpunk 1 Winterhome scenario. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it straight off and we're going to zoom out a little bit. So we've got to research the repair station, build and man the repair station, research the cause of the generator's malfunction in the repair station. If you remember from our last video, this is why we didn't research anything, and this is why. We can go straight in to get the repair station. There we go. We've got a ton of workers free, we've got 22 engineers free and 176 children, which we are not using. Did I remember to do my hothouse? No, I didn't, and now I've missed it, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow. That sucks. We've got the temple, so the first thing we do is use this one to make discontent fall slightly and hope rise. There we go. All our scouts have reached everywhere, so that goes and gets the wood. No new areas to discover, so we go back to Winterhome. This one has found some steam cores and steel from the mighty wreck. There's some writing. Found frozen pond and lone boulder. We go to the lone boulder first. Back to town. Notification. Plea of the faithful. So there's some writing there, but essentially you either won't change anything, so discontent goes up and hope will fall, or you force the public house, the pub or alcohol establishment, to shorten its effect. So we'll choose that seems reasonable. Hope goes up. That's what we want. Oh, excuse me, my throat's bad throats again. I'm sorry. There's a repair station. After the repair station is done, we go into food and health and they get the infirmary mechanism that reduces the number of people, engineers needed in the hospital, but also reduces the number of patients they can treat. And also we need to close all 3 of our medical posts. And then we build the repair station here, which is why we built the if you remember, we built the shrine in that exact position because then it covers the repair station. Bring out space for our steel again. Right, free time, and now we've got the temple. We actually start putting our advanced steelworks on overtime. So as soon as we do that, we wait for it to go up. We go up to level 1 for it to take effect. There we go. Go into the thing and we hit that one to bring it way back down again. There we go. The repair station is almost finished and we put our 37 engineers in there. This is why we had to close our medical posts. We needed the engineers. So you then have a quick check to find out where the engineers are, and they are all in the right places. We can't close this 3rd hospital because we've got too many sick, so unfortunately we're kind of stuck with that. You may want to build some more resource depots somewhere. I usually put an extra one here. That should be enough. Additionally, now we've got all the extra housing, we will close this tent, dismantle it even. That will go. Someone's died, death of overwork. We've seen that before in previous scenarios. We must make sacrifices and immediately go in and replace it with another worker. There's our scouts. Get into the lone boulder, explore. We found a mass grave. Carry on. Over to the frozen pond. Okay, that's done that. Wait for this tent to be done. Another notification. The last dreadnought. There's some writing if you want to read it. Don't forget, if you want to read any of the writing I'm kind of skipping over, please feel free to slow the video down or pause it. It's slowed down by the little button, I think it's at the bottom right. With that tent cleared, we now need to build a third cookhouse on the corner of the temple, and oh no, wood. Again, we're out of wood. Rescue it. We won't build the resource. Can I get a third? I need a, yes, there we go. We need that food. We don't put people in. Oh, hello. More food, raw rations and wood. Great. Close here and we now go to the weather station. We won't put people in the hunters yet because they'll actually hurt us, because there's only about 4 to 5 hours left of their work time. We will put people into the cookhouse though. The station is nearly, repair station all nearly complete. There it goes. The generator report is ready. Our engineers have finished inspecting the generator. It has a catastrophic flaw. I know I pronounced that wrong. It will keep breaking down and each malfunction will cause the stress within the generator to start rising. We'll be able to patch it up using the repair station, but these fixes will not last for long. The generator will eventually break down permanently and then explode from the rising stress. Winterhome is doomed. And this comes in the spoiler, because this scenario relates to why Winterhome was empty when we went to explore it in our first scenario. Cinematic. The discontent and the hope will change. There goes the hope. Massively down. A little bit of a riot going on. Here we go. Sir, the chief engineer says there's still hope. We didn't dismantle the last of our dreadnoughts. If we repair it, we can leave Winterhome and find another place to live. Yet people are doubtful. Where would we go? It's nothing but a frozen wasteland as far as the eye can see. And you have two choices. It is completely your personal choice of which way to go. It does change the story and the way the scenario plays out. I've played both of them. I prefer the I don't know where to go, but we have to try. If you want to try lie, I know of another city, then that's fine. You can do that. You will need to find your own way around it, because I won't record a YouTube video following that specific line. Good luck to you, and I hope it ends well. We in this video are going to choose I don't know where to go, but we have to try. People will lose heart. Work efficiency will fall by 10%. That's fine. We can deal with that. There we go. There's more writing. Pause or slow. Onwards. Pause. Into construction. Into tech. And we build the newly given evacuation centre. There we go. At this point we have no option. We have to close our last infirmary. We also have to have 15 free and 25 free engineers. There we go. Now we've got to keep an eye on our workers in there. Sorry, I wasn't saying that. Our time for our hothouses. 6. Oh, notification. Repair station improvements. Writing. Let's take a look so we don't get decreased hope. Come out, because we are inventing something at the moment. We are 7:18, that's fine, we'll do it now while we remember and while we've got the game paused. Both houses on there. Wait for all the hunters to come back and then put our workers in these 3. They'll come up closed, but they will get the full time next time. New notification. Man the dreadnought. Let's take a look. There we go. Max 25 people. Send. Cinematic. There you go, and that shows the evacuation centre sending the train over to the dreadnought. Our scouts have both reached their positions as well, so we explore the frozen pond. We don't find anything here, but we do find a snow dune, so we go to the snow dune. This one has made it back to the weather station we found earlier, and this time we bring the engineers to the city, and that closes the weather station. End of weather forecast. So up here now we will not see whether the weather is going to decrease or increase. We have to wait and find out, basically. That's the infirmary mechanism, and now we go for the repair station efficiency level 1. We've got more engineers free because of that thing, so they go into the repair station. We also now need to build a resource depot for our steel, and you build these as and when required. So just keep an eye on your steel levels. There we go. 20 engineers have returned from the scouts. We've got a couple of things here. We disband that scout group. We do our new law, which is now the Faith Keepers, which is above the evening prayers. There's the writing, just quickly. Faith Keepers get built next to the temple. At the same time, we build a steam hub to cover all 4 buildings. That's the Faith Keepers, the 2 charcoal kilns, and the newly built cookhouse. The temple doesn't need to be heated, but it just gets covered anyway. We also build a shrine, mainly for the charcoal kilns and the cookhouse. There we go. We are maxed out on our food, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that, because whatever food doesn't get put in there gets put into, will stay in the raw food. Hit our 24-hour work shift on the steel, come into the temple and use that one to raise the hope. And we've got more tech to do, so we go down to repair station efficiency level 2. There we go, that's our steam hub and our shrine done there. Get notification, refusal to work, get back to work, discontent, or let him rest. We will let him rest to get our hope back up a bit, and discontent goes down. Replace the worker, and here we go. Now we get our Faith Keepers again, that's more workers, which goes into a cinematic. Eventually, there it is. There we go. So now we've lost 25 engineers because we sent them to the train. So at this point we come into our economy, go down to our housing and click inhabitants a couple of times, and you see all these empty tents and tents that aren't got many people in. So we can start dismantling them. Click on go to building, and then you just click the cross up here to dismantle. That'll give us extra wood we can burn in the charcoal kilns for coal. If there's only one person in there, again we can just get rid of it. One person in that one, we can get rid of it. You see the bottom there, they're just shifting around into other housing that's available that we've previously built. Keep an eye, once you get to more than about 5 in each tent, just make sure they've got enough space to go. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's plenty of room. So that 4 can be moved. 6, 2, 4 and 3 is 7. Yep, they can be moved. And lastly, no. So we're left with those. That's fine. That gives us some wood, and now they'll get all dismantled and go into our wood pile. There we go. Oh, our scouts have made it to the snow dune. Explore. Nothing there, but we have found an abandoned trailer, which we now head to. And again, we're just playing the waiting game. Again, we're at that position where we're just waiting now for the game to catch up with what we're doing. Our train is almost there. There it is. Notification. First crew in place with a lot of writing. Again, feel free to pause or slow down. I see. Pause game. Now we click on the evacuation centre, and you can see here we need to send. It's very hard to see, but we need to send 300 steel, 250 steel rations, and a steam core, which is why we closed our third hospital. So the first thing we do is go into cabins, click on 1 for the steam core, click on provisions and send 750 food, then go into cabins, max that out, go to people and send click on max to send 50 children, and then we click send. Boom. That clears that quest line. We go to level 1 speed of the game. We get a new quest line. We click OK, and there's your true quest. And this is why everything I've done in the previous video, part 1, and now it's been leading to this. We need to send 5,000 coal, 500 people, 5,000 food, and 5 more steam cores. You see, these are optional, so you don't have to do it. You only have to send 5,000 coal. I suggest trying to hit these markers anyway. I do it in every scenario of this one. Every time I play this, I hit those markers, and it gives you a better ending to the scenario, shall we say. So let's go forward with that. We've just sent a load of people out, so again we come in here, we start dismantling tents. Now, the reason we're dismantling tents, the Dreadnought doesn't need wood. What it needs is coal. What we are doing is using the charcoal kilns to convert the wood into the coal that we need, which is why we go through and dismantle these buildings as quickly as possible. Right, there we go. Scouts have reached the abandoned trailer. We click explore. We've got 3 options, however, because we need the steam cores, we've only really got 2. You leave the trailer intact and come back at a later date in the game. I'll tell you now, you don't have time to do that in this scenario. You have to make a choice now. You can choose to take what can only be safely reached, or you can risk taking more, which is almost doubling the amount of steel and doubles the steam cores. However, much like previous scenarios, it's a 50-50. You have a chance to lose your scouts. The scouts will die. Everything they're carrying will also be lost. This is why I always choose take what only can be safely reached. Boom. Then we come down to the mass grave we found earlier. The scenario can be completed by taking only what you can find safely. New notification. Food for overtime work. Writing. Yes, they deserve it. No, we can't afford it. Yes, they deserve it. Boom. Off we go. That's a repair station level 2. That makes the repair station work better. Now we go to exploration and industry, and because we've now got the train running to and from the city to the Dreadnought, we can get the faster outpost teams, which means not only do our coal or steel come in faster, our evacuation transports move faster, so we need to get that one. We go into free time, immediately go on to the next advanced steelworks to get that over working, and go into our temple and click whichever one is off cooldown. Additionally, we just check no one else can check on our teams. The scouts have just reached the mass grave, which contains 2 steam cores, and then we head back to Winterhome. There we go. New law, we go to adaptation and sustain life. Sustain life is just a travel node, really. It means nothing to us because we've already got hospitals which are capable of healing gravely injured people. 747. Quickly go in and use the fertilizer again. We're down to 67, so we've used over 20 people to make more food for our existing people. The train's back, limited space, more writing, hope falls, discontent rises. Pause game, let that adjust. Have we got anything in the temple? No, not yet. Our discontent isn't high enough to risk using nighttime possession because it's got a 3-day cooldown. So we go back into the evacuation centre, and here we start going to provisions again. We max it out because it's daytime. If it's nighttime, you need to leave at least 100 food. If it's daytime, you just max. Going to coal, we need 500 coal left, so this needs to be 500, so I'll leave that there. We go into here, we've got no steam cores, and we max out the steel. We go to people, and it's another 50 children, and we send, and off that goes. It has updated down here as well. That's all updated, so there we go. And we've only got 22 hours left of coal left. That's fine, don't worry. As we've sent more people, we can now go back in and start dismantling tents. When I'm doing the dismantling, I tend to let it go back down to speed 1. If it's on night time, we leave it at 3. How are we doing? 7:14. Yeah, one more. Do one more. I think we're alright for one more. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Notification. Pain of separation. Some writing. I'll send you on the next transport. There we go. So next time the transport comes back, we have to send at least one worker. Faster outpost teams have been completed. We now go to generator efficiency to make sure we are keeping our coal levels high to send to the transport. More steel is on its way. Overtime, straight back in there. Check the temple. Oh, we got hope, so we use the hope. New law. After sustain life, we come down to care home. Boom. Pause game. We need to build 2 care homes in this scenario, and they both need to be inside the warm. So I tend to build them one here, where the hospital was, and one here, just on the edge where we built those new houses earlier. Also check see if we've got any spare engineers and pop them in there. We're now at full staff. So the repair station will act at full 100% capacity if anything goes wrong. It's as if I knew. There it is. The generator breaks down, and here's the write-up. The generator has just quit suddenly. To make matters worse, its stress is rising. The main return valve must have failed. People are terrified that the generator will explode. Our engineers are already working on a temporary fix. The repair station was fully staffed, so the repairs will be finished soon. We repair it immediately is the only option. We do lose hope again, and as you can see, the generator is down. Care houses has been promised, but that does lower some of the heat in our city because the generator isn't working. We've now got 5 steam cores and 570 steel. We pause. That's from our scout group, and now we head over to the steel bridge, and now we look out for another outpost team to come with our steel. There's the repair. It doesn't automatically turn on your generator, so we have to turn it on ourselves, and there's your stress levels. Pause for the evacuation transport. Now we've got a quest here to send at least 1 worker. What we do, we've got 104 available, so we send 5, and then we max it out with the children. We go into the coal. We don't send any coal because we don't have enough. We are just coming into daytime, so max out the food, max out the steam cores, I forgot what they were called, and then max out the steel, and then send it. That completes that quest, and we get the hope up. as soon as we start the scenario again. There it is. And again, back in and start dismantling the now unused tents, especially because the temperature has just dropped again. So we want to force them to move into warmer housing. We just keep going. 4 is fine. 5, 2, yeah, and then we'll leave it at there. I could do another one, but it would force it to have no spare housing just in case anything goes wrong. So we'll leave that there. We're up to 7:30, so we check on our fertilization. I'll leave it at 1. There's that one. There's that one. There we go. Oh, new notification. Unfair treatment. A large group of angry people want to leave the city, go to the Dreadnought on their own. They feel cheated because you gave priority to some people getting on the evacuation transports. No more playing God, shouts a worker, shaking his grease-stained fist. You won't get to judge who will be saved and who will die anymore. You got choice. You can either use lethal force to stop them. Some will get hurt badly. Some may die. That's going to affect hope and discontent. Or you can let them go and suffer discontent and hope anyway. I always let them go because it's just easier. Yes, we suffer here a little bit, but hopefully it's not too much, and we do have this coming off shortly anyway. So again, we're back in and we are dismantling more tents. Need that wood, turn it to coal. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to do one more. Whilst you're doing this, you can also check, like this this fighting arena is still covering 2, that's fine. You can also check for dismantling any roads that are no longer being used. That one isn't going to be because that tent's on its way out. That one's isn't because that's been dismantled, so we can delete that bit as well. Make sure certain buildings are still connected. You don't want to have to rebuild stuff. Oh, poo. Well, I'll just ditch that. I'm not rebuilding a road, I'll ditch it, force them to move elsewhere. We can dismantle this road, and we can dismantle that bit in front of there, that's fine. That's still got that there. That bit can come off. So can this bit? Yep, that's fine. There we go. Right, there we are. There's generator efficiency. We go straight into number 2. Which also solves our coal issue. Any more engineers? No. Right, fine. So I'm going to look around to see if anything needs it. The wood's getting higher. Generator efficiency level 2 is completed. Now we go into our factory. Boom. Right, the steel is incoming. At this point here, we wait for the free time. We dismantle the wall drill and the shrine because it was only covering the wall drill, and the path leading to the wall drill. All that is now gone. We have to save the steam core that will come from the wall drill ready for the factory that we are currently building, so be careful on that score. We then go to our iron deposit, dismantle the outpost, and travel back to the coal mine. Make sure to do your steam thing, which I forgot. There we go, and we hit ceremonial service, bringing our hope back up again. I wouldn't use this one. Right, now the workers have reached the steel bridge. Explore. Now we send the Ottoman to the city. The reason we've done it in that order is because once you move the Ottoman from the steel bridge, you cannot access these areas anymore because the steel bridge is no longer serviceable. So I have to do it very particular order, otherwise you stiff yourself. Right, now we've done all of that, we do not build this outpost. It will get there before your steel comes to the city. Wait for the steel, because as soon as you build an outpost here at the coal mine, it will send another outpost team. And because we've only got one outpost rig, it will delete the incoming steel. So you have to wait. There's the steel. Pause game because our evacuation team's in. Now we can build this outpost, which will then automatically send some coal to us. We go in here, we look at coal, we've got 600, so we send 100. We send all the food, minus 100. We send not the steam core, we need to keep that. All of the steel, 31 children, and as many adults as we can fit. And send! We're out of steel, that's fine, we don't need any right now. We've got our advanced steam steelworks. Go in, that's fine. Into the economy, look at inhabitants again. Sometimes it's gonna do this to you. It will put bunkhouses at the top because these aren't near a religious or spiritual area, such as a chapel house or a shrine. You need to do it by temperature, so you organise it by inhabitants, but you delete by temperature. So Chile, we get rid of because that's next to a fighting arena. That's why it's done that. We delete that one. Bang, gone. You can also do it by building, so you can do it by inhabitants and just check you got tents. See? So we do it by inhabitants to see how many tents we can get rid of. Probably 3. Go back to building and start deleting the tents. We'll do 2 to be safe. Go back in, check the inhabitants list. 1 more. I also know what's coming in the scenario, which is why I'm being careful. 1 more tent. There we go. Because we've done it that way, we can now get rid of this fighting arena because there's no one in range, which gives us even more wood. Which means also we can delete this street right down to here and delete this cookhouse. Almost said coffee house. Huh? There we go. And then we go again. Keep an eye on the time. 6:30. Wait for this to come off. Pause game. Now you've seen I've done this practically on time every day, and yet we start at 7:30 and we're now on 7:55. You've got to be so careful. Okay, if it does that, it hasn't recognised we sent it when the game was paused. It's now just picking up that the evacuation centre was there. Just click on it and escape because it's already out. If you fill it up again with things, it's not gonna work. Oh, new law. We are now at moonshine, so people get alcohol with their food. Keep them warm. Right, our workers are now finally back home, and now we can disband them, giving us some more wood, which we can turn into coal, and more workers, which we can send to the Dreadnought. That's our factory done. Once we've done the factory, we go for streamlined prostheses. And we build the factory, not that because we need it right now, but so we don't send the steam core out, and we build that right on the edge there. I've done that before, saved the steam core and then sent it out. Learn from my mistakes. Watch, that's evening time, so we come over here and keep an eye on for when that runs out. Bang! It hasn't run out, but that one did come up. Right, let's have a look at our temple. We don't need the discontent, so we'll just use the sermon and plug that for some happiness. We've got, they must be workers. Yeah, we don't need any workers anywhere. We need 5 engineers in here, but not yet. There's the train back, for want of a better term. Coal, we've got loads of coal, so we can max out the coal, bring it back down to 500. plus 50. Provisions we max out and then take it down to 100. Cabins we max out the steel, and people, whatever you've got, off they go. There we go. So again, put it on number 1 and we come here. So now the tents are cold, the people are now leaving willingly, so we close those down. They're empty. Done. Right, what have we got left? Another tent which is chilly. How many inhabitants have we got? No, that's it. Okay, I know what's coming. Can I build more bunkhouses? I can't, that area's full. Alright, we're gonna have to leave that tent alone for now. Right, can we dismantle any more streets and stuff? No, because that street is covering that bunkhouse. That's covering that bunkhouse. That's covering those and the hunters' cabins. That's covering that tent. That's covering that. That's oh, could we delete that yet? Yes, just about. We'll delete that. It's not going to affect too much because that one is covering that building anyway. So that means we can delete all of that. Now we've built this as well, we can also build another road here, which the purpose of which will come clear later in the gameplay. We've got a notification. Wow, lots of things. Stowaways. This is why we need to have the Faith Keepers, because you've either got IC, which as you can see has a detrimental effect, or you just send the guards in. That's that one done. Nice and easy. Right, okay, let's carry on. Let's go back to number 1, pause. See, look, 756. We're not looking too bad. We've sent 1,300 coal to the Dreadnought. We've sent 325 people, 3,000, just over 3,000 food, and enough steel / steam cores to get us to the decks, to converting the decks into livable space. So there's the alarm, ding ding, work time. That's the streamlined prothesis. We are now on to hunting tactics. This decreases the number of people in hunters' huts, which also decreases the number of food they bring in, but we need the people to send to the Dreadnought, so don't have much choice. There's a notification for the Ottoman to come in, and what we do immediately is we come down here, select it here, and then come up here and dismantle it, because we need the steel, the coal, and more importantly the steam core. That's the hunter tactics done. Next we need to upgrade our charcoal kiln, and when we get to that stage we close that workshop and put the engineers into the factory waiting, and delete this road path street thing. There we go. Another night time. Wait for the changeover. That's the evacuation team, so I've paused the game. In we go. Coal, max, back down to 50. There we go. Provisions, max, keep 100. Cabins, 1 steam core. All of the steel, keep 100 steel. People, whatever you've got spare, and send. Back over here to the thing. Here we go. Punch it. Back to the temple. Evening prayers. And off we go. Once you get into a rhythm, the days in this particular scenario, once we get this far, are pretty much the same. New law first, which is now extra prothesis. There we go. Pause, go into the factory, and you need to build 40. There you go. I know you've only got 33 amputees, but 40 it just covers you. Press 1 for speed, click on the notification, the generator has failed again, more writing, repair it immediately, there goes our hope. No point going into the temple because A, nothing's off cooldown, and B, there's no discontent, so just kind of grim and bear it. Oh, another notification. Frightened family. Ah! Damn it. Dang nabbit. Usually, most of the time I'm able to get that, convince them to stay because it's the best option. You need your hope to be near the P, and for some unknown reason this time around I've not managed to do it. Most of the time I can get that one. So your only choice here is to either the only choice is to let them go. If you stop them, it causes more problems. So you just have to let them go, and then you get the increased discontent. I hate it when it happens. Get the tent closed. Now onto the bunkhouses. Now you've got to choose your bunkhouses because most of them, they're not, so we can get rid of those two, are near religious buildings or the fighting arenas. And that's all we can do. Now we've passed the prophecies law and we've got a factory. They'll start using the prostheses. Oh God, I can't say that word. To, for want of a better term, heal the amputees. So as they get healed, they'll need somewhere to live, and they'll come out of the care homes. So that's why we need to keep a certain amount of space free. Turn the heaters on. Because the generator's down, we need the heating on. 7:57. See, every day you lose a minute. Holding for food. 3.9. Okay. There's a generator writing. Level 1. Charcoal kiln. Not that one. Charcoal kiln bellows. There we go. See, now you can see we're starting to get 3 people. We'll put one in there. I'm not sure why we lost one from there, but we did. Discontent goes down. Here we go. Coal, max, leave us 500. Provisions, max because it's daytime. Max to 100, but leave 100 for the prostheses. 1 worker, 2 kids. Send. And up we go. Back over to the steel, I think it's going to be the next thing. Boom. Anything in the temple? Hope. And we'll also run the procession. Try and get this down. Thank you. At this point I also realise our wood is getting low, so to try and preserve the amount of wood we have, I dismantle one of the charcoal kilns, and there's also a bit of street we can get rid of. Bop! Not quite any over here yet. At this juncture I also... Now I'll wait for those to come in first. Yeah, we'll wait for those to come in first. I don't do it now, I'll do it a little bit later. That's the last research we need to do. So we just close down that and add the 5 engineers to the repair station, because at this juncture there's nothing else they can do really. Pause into the coal, max, down 50, provisions, max. Right, that's our food done. Cabins, steel, minus 100, people, workers, children, go. And any tents left? No, we're just on bunkhouses. Inhabitants. Right, let's find, we want to clear this, so we close that, and now we should be easily able to close those two. No, we've got to keep one. Okay, boom, there we go. And get rid of the street. Not that bit, there we go. Back into the steel. Right, now our food is maxed out, we get rid of the hothouses, which will also give us steam core. We get rid of the steam hub here because it's not needed, and we close this care house because there's only one person anyway. Additionally, we now close all of these resource depots. Don't worry about what's going on in the resources up there. We just close them all off. Delete this, dismantle this road and click change, but leave them empty for now. Right, and then see where we need it. Food. Right, so we need food rations, one on wood, and that's it. Okay, we'll just let those all be dismantled. Put our steel back onto 24 hours. Come into here. We don't have any discontent. Go into Book of Laws. We have nothing else. Oh, yes we do. Yes we do. Yes we do. The last one. Extra rations for the ill. There we go. Oh, I misjudged the coal. We're going to run out of coal. That's, I thought that was in repair. Whoops. My bad. That's right, it's shutting down. It takes a while to shut down. That's fine. Boom, we can turn it back on as the coal comes in. Right, we now need raw food from the hunters. We won't send that quite off quite yet. We'll give them a bit of time. Oh, more people. Why? Why? Oh. I hate this game. Right, let's close that down. Get that back up. Close all of the hunters' hangars. Every single one of them. We've hit our food and we've got about 600, 700 food in storage, which is more than enough for the rest of the scenario. And there's one there that I usually forget. We only keep that cookhouse open and we close all the others. I should have hit the temple. I should have done that one, and that would have pushed the hope up so that second group wouldn't have left. Oh, now we've got to use more people. We haven't got any spare engineers to do that, so we have to take one out of here, put them in there. There we go. Make sure this is done. Give more steel space. There we go. Dismantle the path. Yeah, that's empty. Check our inhabitants. That's cold. No, that one can go. That one can go. But we need 11. 11 amputees left. Right, and we can also now get rid of this big pathway, which is why we built that one, giving us more wood to turn into coal. There we go. Oh. Keep that hope up. Here with the extra rations, so we've just made law. Hopefully they'll get through quickly. Coal's coming in. Here it is. Right, coal. There we go. Right, our coal's finished. That's fine. Got enough food. 2 steam cores from the hothouses, and all the steel minus 50 should be enough. People, all the children, all the workers. We hold on to the engineers and send. Now we go over here and we nitpick. We close that one. We close that one. Yes, we've only got 8 empties left. This one still got space for 8. This one 6. Yeah, that's it. There we go. And now we build a steam hub right here and here. No new laws to do, so we just click on the button and press escape. There we go. Now just waiting. That's all it comes down to now. Check it. Yep, there we go. Boom. To here. Boom. Not having any people leave because my discontent is too high. My hope is too low. Oh! Turn the heating on. Both of those. While the generator's down, I tend to go around and just build steam hubs anywhere that I've still got people, and also we ditched that, build the path there like that. The care house is now empty, so that can go. Let's take a look. Generator being fueled. Thank you very much. Click on here. No more coal. It is just the steel, so we fill that up. All the amputees have been dealt with. A child and some workers. Get them gone. Now we're just waiting for the factory to finish the spares we are making. And we need space for coal, which we sort out in a minute. Engineers sacrifice themselves to get efficiency. Come on. Boom. Right. And then we whack that up to level 2, which makes everything nice and warm. Additionally, we also click in here and click all the heaters on. Everything's on. Because now we've sent enough coal to the station, we just might as well. There we go. Again, we're playing the waiting game, not that one, that one. Procession time. Hope. It's back again. Pause. We don't send the engineers. Provisions, cabin, all of that. Oh! I finished it early. I don't think I've done that before. Wow. Or are we just waiting for steam cores? Might be what it is. Let's just delete all of that. That's not needed anymore because no one's living there. I don't think I've ever done that. If that's the case, we'll put that up to level 3 because we'll have the coal. So, yeah. Oh, it might be the people. I don't think I've sent enough people. Dang. Okay, we might have to wait a few more then. We'll wait for it to come back and then see what it says. It might just be people. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is just people, so we need 7 people. So we go into here, take off 7. It's 7. Yeah, 7 more people. So we go in here, 7 people, 7 engineers, and send them. I should have sent them on the last one. The reason I didn't is because there's usually another quest line where you have to make a decision of how many extra engineers to send, and I was waiting for that, which is why I hadn't sent them. But apparently, where I hadn't kept the hope high enough and we lost all those other people, apparently that was enough. I'm not worried about the generator running out of coal because there's a coal shipment and that's 13 hours and the last people will be done, which will hopefully end the scenario. Yippee! This one is very temperamental. You make a wrong decision and you can effectively fail the entire scenario. 3/4 of the way through. There it is. And there's our notification. Evacuation complete. You did everything you could. All the decks of the Dreadnought are converted to cabins filled with people, and there's enough food, rations in the hold for a long journey. All that remains is to launch a Dreadnought. Launch a Dreadnought. There we go. I'll let you watch the end of this in peace and quiet. Watch the ending. When the orders came, we gathered together. It seemed like almost all of Winterhome was here. We thought with grief and gratitude to those who were missing. With so many saved, it felt so much more painful to leave those few remaining souls behind. Though our hearts were heavy with guilt of surviving at the expense of others, we rode the Dreadnought into the white void, gathering what was left of our society and leaving our home behind. We did not look back. We knew the fate that awaited Winterhome. This actually solves two things. It solves what happened, why Winterhome was empty in A New Home, and we get to play through the scenario ourselves. There we go. Now comes the ending. There we go. And as I said, I'm so used to the quest line saying about sending more engineers to the Dreadnought, and as you read there, they didn't have enough engineers. So just goes to show you need to keep that hope up, otherwise people run away in chaos and then you don't get the engineer quest, and you need that engineer quest. Winterhome isn't scored on points, it's just the way you read it, and that's what changes. So yeah, there we go. That is the fourth and last scenario in the main game. If you purchase Frostpunk on Steam, you get A New Home, the Arks, the Refugees, and the Fall of Winterhome. The Last Autumn and On the Edge are DLCs, and I will cover those in future videos. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you purchase Frostpunk. It is a great game if you like this type of game. Building, surviving. Support the indie dev. They do have other games out, not just Frostpunk. I think they've got 5 or 6 games, maybe more, under their banner. 11-Bit Studios is the banner. I hope you support them. I think they're a great development team, and I hope to see more games come out of them. Specifically for me, Frostpunk 2. See you in the next one.